Welcome back, everybody. It's Freddie Mac, your ham radio crusader, and I'm here with a new video about a new radio review that was put in my path, as it were. My good friend and semi-relative, Jim Green, N5 PMP over in Kellyville, Oklahoma, made a purchase online the other day, and he said, hey, I'm not finding any YouTube videos about this particular walkie-talkie, and I think you would be interested. Well, he's right. Very cool stuff. He said, hey, I bought this new Tidradio DMR radio. And I'm like, I guess I didn't know they made one. I should have spent more time on their website, I guess. I'm not sure. But he said, well, when it comes in, I'll give you a holler and come over and pick it up. And I did just that. So when I get there, he hands me this box. What? What do you say? Baofeng portable two-way radio professional FM business transceiver? But I thought this was a ham radio. Huh. Not sure, but on the side it says DSP, digital signal processing. Recycled packaging. I wouldn't expect anything less. Customary Chinese hieroglyphics. Yes. So, I opened the box, and inside were two of these. Yes. It is the Tidradio DP-660, and I thought, wow, I guess I didn't know they made one of these, and I'm looking for an FCC ID, and I'm not finding one. So the model is DP Delta Papa -660, and the battery has the exact same model number, and it's a 2,000 milliamp hour battery. And I thought, man, this thing really looks familiar. So I looked up the programming software, and it's the same software as the Baofeng 1801. I think it's a DR or DM 1801. Yeah, they look exactly alike. I've come to the conclusion that it's a rebranded Baofeng, except when you turn it on, you get this. It's nifty, neato, and the menus are very similar to the Motorola Moto Turbo series radio menus. Very similar, not exact, mind you, but very similar. And I tuned it to my All-Star node. So let me just do that real quick. Receive frequency, yeah, we've established. Yeah, we've established that. Transmit frequency, channel name. See, it's asking for color code and slot, shift, frequency, shift, yada yada. Color code and slot are DMR attributes. So let's go back to channel type, hit menu, and we're going to change that. Well, it's already at FM, so good. It's in analog mode, not DMR. So let's go back and see if we can set it to 100. Set, succeed. Go to the transmit. Set, succeed. And that's just CTCSS. There's squelch settings, transmit power. Let's set that low. And there's radio info, radio ID, device info, etc. It's got a decent sound to it for CCR. DMR radio. Decent sound indeed. So let's go over to the parent node and see what happens. Somebody was already on there. K85 FMU testing 1, 2, 3.
You might want to turn that up.
That's weird. K85 FMU testing 1, 2, 3.
Audio level is very low.
Try this again. Okay, so let's try that parent node again. See what the problem was. K85 FMU testing 1, 2, 3.
Audio level is incredibly low.
Huh. So let's turn that walkie off. Let's go over to one that we know works. Okay, we're connected back up to the parent node, 55553. K85 FMU testing 1, 2, 3.
Audio level is low. K85 FMU testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so let's turn that radio off. Go back to the Quancheng UVK5. K85 FMU testing 1, 2, 3.
Audio level is just about right.
Okay.
K85 FMU.
Starting to tell here. So let's go back to the Tidradio DMR radio thingy. K85 FMU testing 1, 2, 3.
Audio level is extremely low. K85 FMU.
So the mic gain on these suckers are way down there. If I could program them, I might be able to set the mic gain up. So let me play with it a little bit and see if I can do it from the front face. Get into this menu. We got set, zone, scan. Okay, so we're going to go to set, radio set, CTCSS, squelch, transmit power, talk around, band, busy lock, timeout timer, radio info. Radio ID is 1. Default setting. Device info. Radio 1801-A. Baofeng maybe? Baofeng much? Serial number, CPS version. These fields are not filled in. Software version 6.02.07. DSP version HRC 6000 version 1.2. Programming time. Last time programmed June 20th, 2018 at 14:52 hours. There's 2 megabytes of ROM. Yeah. I cannot set the mic gain, most likely without the software. I cannot get the programming software to load, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. Tried this on Windows 10 and Windows 11 to no avail. It is not present in Chirp Next. This is the only software I've been able to find. When I go to Tidradio's website to get the software for this radio, it gives me the Baofeng software. Go to Baofeng's website to get the software for the 1801, it gives me the exact same software. Yeah, it is what it is. It didn't come with a programming cable, but I have several of these Baofeng K-types. And I don't know how well you can see this, but the options give you to open a file, save file, save as, or exit. Next one is operation, read from radio, write to radio, associate ACCPS file, run as administrator. So I always try to associate that. Window is reset layout, close all pages, and help is there's troubleshooting and about. And the about tells me that it's the DR1801A6 version 2.002, copyright Baofeng 2022, Baofeng Shenzhen, and some of the Chinese writing. Troubleshooting gets me nothing. Thanks, Baofeng, for all the troubleshooting. Reset layout, yeah. Close all pages, there's none open. So I connect up to the I've connected up to the walkie-talkie, the Tidradio alleged DMR, and I let me show you this real quick. I've plugged in the programming cable that I have, and I've tried like 3 now. Run as administrator, and under ports it says USB reader, which I'm sure it doesn't know what the hell it is. COM 17. So when I hit read from radio, COM 17. It's the only choice. The baud rate is just like everybody else on YouTube with a successful read on the Baofeng 1801. I don't put a password in and hit OK, and it's like, okay, process, wait, I'm not, what's going on? And it times out. I tried it on Windows 10. It doesn't even get that far. I'll be back. And we're back with power tests from the Tidradio DMR digital radio model DP-660. These are the power tests. There is no FCC ID number on this thing. More to come on that. So, can I turn the backlight down a little bit? I turn the backlight off because when it does come on, it washes out the screen. We've got this on analog 444.100 megahertz. This is low power, so let's turn our meter on. Still got some battery on there. This is 444.100 megahertz at low power, 1.49 watts. All we get's low and high power. 4.85 watts at high power. So let's try VHF. Here's 144.590 at high power, VHF. 5.03 watts, as advertised. 144.590 VHF, low power, 1.68 watts. So it's got some decent power. I believe it will do GMRS 467.700. If you can see that. About a watt and a half. Yeah, about 1.69 watts on GMRS. So will it do 220? That'd be a no, Ghost Rider. It will transmit on public safety bands. Should it? No. It shouldn't. Doesn't do 300 megahertz. Doesn't do 500 megahertz. You know, all in all, it's not a horrible walkie-talkie, but I'm here to tell you, I've been playing with this thing for 2 weeks now. Actually, there's a pair of them. And you know what? Not bad on the screen. A little bright. It washes out easy, so it's really hard to see. On the camera. Really easy to see with your bare eyes. This is my home All-Star node. Get that nice little tune when it keys up. And it sounds good. But the microphone gain is way low. And I don't know if it's a matter of the microphone setting or the fact that the microphone itself is physically off somehow. I suspect it's a setting because both radios do it. I love the feel of this thing in my hand. Now, the little side door right here for the microphone, when I plugged in the programming cable, yeah, it just broke right off. It feels like it's been in storage for a long, long time. Probably has been. And they are rebranded Baofeng UV 1801s. As a matter of fact, and I think I've showed you this already, these are Tidradios that came in this box. Baofeng Professional FM Business Transceiver, not ham radio or GMRS radio. Yeah. Okay, if anybody out there has successfully, recently in 2024, has successfully programmed a Tidradio model DP-660. It says Tidradio DMR digital radio on the back, just underneath the battery. Yeah, the little side door is liable to break right off. You got a PTT and a couple of side buttons. You got an orange emergency button on the top. It's all programmable, I assume. I can't program it. The Windows 11 version of the software sees my COM port and attempts to read the radio, and it doesn't read it. Gives a timeout fail. I used 4 different cables. I even used an FTDI programming cable I ordered from Mark Dunkel on eBay. He makes excellent programming cables. I'll put a link to his eBay store on the screen. Every single cable I have ever bought from him, Motorola style Kenwood, ICOM, Baofeng, K-type Chinese connectors, all of them have worked. I've tested that cable I just bought on him on several other radios, and they work. I have 3 other programming cables that had different results. I tried it on a Windows 10 machine. It says it can't see the port. The port is there. The software can't see it. I've tried other softwares. Anybody out there can get this thing to work? Hey, let me know. Meanwhile, a buddy of mine got these. Tidradio was having a sale for a set of them for $38, something like that. Price was right. They're DMR, but I can't put a receive group in them without the software. I just haven't figured it out, and I'll be honest with you, it's very, very frustrating. So I will not be recommending this radio to anyone. Number one, it doesn't have an FCC ID. I can't test it for spurious submissions, but my suspicions are there. So you be the judge. I'm going to vote this one not for me. Hey, this is Freddie Mac, your ham radio crusader, saying 73's wishing all the good signals to be yours, and ham on, y'all.